Hey everybody, happy Monday, July 11th. Wow, summer's speeding right ahead of us, isn't it? It's going too fast. Going too fast, in my opinion. Hope you're all having a great day. It's very hot here in Kansas City. Hi, Carol, how are you? If you're here, say hello. Love to chat. Um, Today I'm going to make something that I went to a Stampin' Up event, an online virtual event, and we made several projects. So I thought I would share how we made one of these projects. Let me turn the camera around. There we go. Oh, thank you. This is my tie-dye shirt. It's so hot, you know. We gotta go with the coolest thing we got in the closet. So I think it's a Walmart special, but I like it because it has a V-neck and it's longer than most t-shirts. I like my t-shirts to be a little longer. This is the little bag I'm going to show you how to make today. We made this using, these are new products from the mini catalog, the holiday mini catalog. I'm not going to use this paper today. I'm going to use some other fun paper. But at the event, we did use this paper, and this paper is okay. It is non-holiday paper. Of course, it would make pretty holiday projects, but this is the first non-holiday bundle or suite to be included in our holiday catalog ever. So it's on page 65 if you're interested in any of the products that are here. It's the Splendid Day Suite, and we are going to use the sentiment from the Splendid Day Suite and the little gold, what are they calling those? Trinket. So we are going to use a couple of things. We're going to use the stamp set and the trinket. We're not going to use the Splendid Day paper, but let me show you some of the cards we made using that bundle. I don't know if I should undo the bow or just slide this off. The ribbon keeps the bag closed for you. This would make such a fun little gift for someone because it's a perfect size for cards. So I put the cards we made at the event. I think it was called Creative Now or Creativity Now in that bag, and there was plenty of room for 4 cards, and there would have been plenty of room for the envelopes as well. So it's a nice little bag to gift some of your handmade cards to your friends and family. That's always appreciated when you can send some handmade cards to them. But we are going to make the card using some paper from the Celebration catalog or brochure. And this is one of the products that you can choose for free with a $100 purchase from Stampin' Up! During the months of July and August. So I am using the stamp set, the Wonderful World, and this beautiful Wonderful World paper. I love this Mossy Meadow print, and so that's what we're going to make our bag out of today. I think I had a bedspread at one time that was similar to these colors. Remember when mauve was the thing back in the 80s and 90s, was it? I think it's coming back. Anyway, these are beautiful floral prints, and you can get them for free with a $100 purchase. You get the stamp set and the papers. This is the stamp set. Some florals and some leaves, and I thought it would go really nicely with our bag for a bag today. I just love this paper. I hated to cut into it. If you have any questions about the celebration, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay, to make the bag, we need 2 pieces of 7.5, no, 7. You guys, I better get my cheat sheet out here. I'm going to stick it right here on my cup. 7 inches wide by 9.5 inches long. And you want to pay attention to your pattern direction because this is going to be the, you know, the bag. So you don't want to cut it 7 by 9 this way because then your pattern would be sideways. So always pay attention to your pattern direction. So 7 inches wide by 9.5 inches long, 2 pieces. Okay, this is going to be the most difficult part of the bag is doing our score marks, score lines. Hi Loopy, how are you? So this is the top of my bag according to the pattern. I'm going to grab my little, I always forget what this thing's called. My little, you all shout it out if you know what this thing is called. Every time I use this, I always forget what it's called. Any other day, I wouldn't. I am going to score, let me move my water glass here, on the 9.5 inch side. So I'm going to turn it sideways and I'm going to score it at 3/4 inches. Now I'm using my scoring board, but you can, if you don't have a scoring board, you can certainly use your trimmer. And 8 inches. The 3/4 inch score mark goes at the top of the bag. So that's going to be the part that folds over when we finish. Okay? So that's how you want to pay attention to your pattern. Then we're going to turn it this way on the 7 inch side and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. 5.5 inches and 6.25 inches. And then we're going to do the very same thing to this one. So at the top on the 9.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 3/4 inches, 8 inches. That's going to make our bottom. This little 1.5 inch panel will make the bottom of our bag. Then we're going to turn it with the top at the 7 inch side and score it at 1/2 inch, 5.5 inches, and 6.25 inches. And you probably can't see those score marks, but I'm going to fold them and burnish them with my bone folder real quick, and maybe that will help. This is going to be the top of our bag, so when it folds over, you're not going to see this this opposing print, but it's cute even if you did see it. When the bag folds over, the back of the bag folds over on top. So we're going to just see this print when we do that. Oh, okay. And then we're going to do this. And here's our 8 inch. And then we're going to do kind of a valley fold on this one. And it's not necessary to burnish it all the way to the bottom because we're going to trim this. So let's do that on this one. Then we've got this valley fold that we want to make on the side with the 2 score marks right next to each other. You're going to do a mountain fold and a valley fold. And then this 1/2 inch fold is where we're going to put our adhesive. Okay, so these are all going to go, oh, I have a 1/2 inch one here. Okay, that'll help us know where to put our adhesive. So then to trim, we're going to trim the bottom. And if you've ever watched me make a bag or a box, this little 1/2 inch tab over here is always useless. You You always trim that one off, and there should be one over here as well. I think it's easier to see on the yellow side. The opposite side is Daffodil Delight, which is a fun color. Then we're going to trim up, not on this 1/2 inch mark here that's our valley fold. You don't want to trim that. You just want to trim that 8-inch score mark. Was that an 8-inch? 6 1/4. This is 5 1/2 and then 6 1/4. So your 6 1/4, don't trim that one. Just trim that one, that 5 1/2 one. And then there's another one. No, there isn't another one. This is going to be our bottom. And then we're going to trim this. So you don't want to trim on that one, just this one. It makes more sense if you go like this. So you're going to want an inside flap and then the bottom of your bag. Okay? Now, these little 1/2-inch tabs is where we're going to put our adhesive, and I'm going to use some tear and tape. So I've got this 1/2-inch tab here, and I'm just going to put a strip of tear and tape on here, but you can use any adhesive you like. This will just be easier for you all to see. And then we have that 1/2-inch tab over here. This is how we're going to adhere the sides together. And then on these two little square tabs, we're going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. And then on one of these, we're going to just put some adhesive. So just on the little 1/2-inch tabs on each side, the bottom of the little squares, that's going to be the side of our bag, and then just on one of these panels, because we'll fold this one under, and it will be the underside of our bag and be nice and neat. Okay? I hope it's all making sense. It was a little confusing when I was watching the video trying to figure it out. So on this one, I'm going to just take that off of there and make sure you've got your mountain fold here, but we're going to put it right on. I'm going to fold this so it'll be easier for you guys to see. We're going to adhere this right on here. And I'm going to stand up. I'm going to get myself out of here. I don't know how to do that. There we go. I don't want y'all to see my belly. I am going to just put this right along the edge, and that hooks it all together. And then we're going to do the same thing over here, and this is going to make our bag. We can fold this over and bring this over. This one's a little more difficult because you're going to have to deal with the bulkiness of the bag, but you just want to line the edges up. And sometimes when you're making a project like this, just take some scrap paper and practice and make a template. I did that with this project because I wanted to make sure it all worked out. But see, there's our valley fold. And then here is the front, and we'll bend this over for the top. Now, to do the bottom, we're just gonna, I can go back on here. I don't think I'm gonna have to stand up again. I'm gonna take the paper backing off of these. That's why the tear and tape is kind of nice. Because while I'm messing with the other stuff, it doesn't start sticking to each other. Okay. I'm going to fold these in. Oops. So I'm folding these in, and then I'm going to fold this one over and try and make sure it's square. This is going to be the underside, and we're going to pull this paper backing off. And then bend this over, square it up real nice, and there's the bottom of your bag. So it just sits up nicely. Don't you love that print? I just love that print. Okay, and then this will be the front of our bag because we've got the fold here instead of the little rough edge from the other side. So that's the bag. Now, we're going to put a tag on it. The tag I used, we made in our little class, or what the Creativity Now used some colors to coordinate with the cards that we created, but I thought we would use the stamp set that I pulled out. Wonderful World, here it is. I'm going to use this big print, and I'm going to put that on a piece of what is this? Fresh Freesia. And I chose the larger image to do that. And I'm using the Orchid Oasis. That's another color that I'm pulling from this paper. There's some purples in there, and it's Orchid Oasis. So I'm using the Orchid Oasis on the Fresh Freesia. And I'm just going to, ooh, my Orchid Oasis ink is juicy. Isn't that a pretty image? Would you say that would be a hydrangea? I don't know. I don't know my plants. I do not know my plants. I just know if they're pretty or not. Now I'm going to use a circle die from the Stylish Shapes. I'm using the second largest circle, and I'm just going to cut out a portion of this for my tag. And while we're die cutting, we'll go ahead and die cut the sentiment. I don't know if I should do it like that. I think I want that whole flower to show, so I'm going to kind of do it like that, but you can do it any way you want. And then out of the Mossy Meadow, which is the background of our paper, I'm going to take a piece of just a scrap of the Mossy Meadow cardstock and cut out. Guys, I got stuff all over from the Splendid Thoughts. Love this little bee. We should do the bee and put it on the tag. That would be so cute. And there is a little die for that bee. So I want this one for the sentiment. And then we're going to put this, which one did we use? I think we used this big one. We're going to cut that one out of the Mossy Meadow. And let's go ahead and grab the bee. Let's do a bee. I think that would be adorable. And the bee die. I haven't used the die yet. So I'm going to grab a little scrap of basic white. We're going to stamp our sentiment on that. Also, if you want to, it's optional. This one is 1.5 by 5. It's just a basic white cardstock. You could use it just a scrap of cardstock and put it in the bottom of your bag. You could even use the thick basic white that has a little extra bump to it, and you can put it in the bottom of your bag, and it just adds a little bit more stability. But this cardstock is so nice and heavy that I don't really think you would have to do that if you didn't want to. Okay, I'm going to grab the Mossy Meadow ink because I think I want to do my sentiment in that. And I thought I had some Memento ink on my desk. I'll just grab another, and we'll do the little bee. Don't need this big of a piece for my bee. Just cut a little scrap off of there. I think I want to do my bee in the Memento ink. I'll lose that die. I hate it when that happens. You guys are probably better at keeping track of your things than I am. Here we go. I might grab a little Daffodil Delight and color him in here in a minute. We'll cut him out. Let's go ahead and do that before we cut him out. I'm just going to grab the light Daffodil Delight and just color him in a little bit. Oh, Carol says she's always losing stuff. Or I find things and I go, what? I think I've got a couple of things sitting here. Where does this go? What does this go with? Yeah. Well, that's good to know, Carol. And my work surface is pretty big, but it doesn't matter how big it is. I need more. You know, I just spread out and spread out and spread out. It would help if I would put things away when I was finished, but I like to. Do you guys like to just go on to the next thing? I don't like to put things away. I like to let's make it something else. I don't put my toys away. Okay. That's probably, I didn't read the book, Everything you Need to Know You Learned in Kindergarten, but I bet that's one of the things. Put your toys away. I want to tape that so that doesn't shift when I'm cutting it out. And then we'll put the sentiment on here, which is sending hugs. Did I put it back in the box? I did. I did put that away, and I didn't mean to. And I'm using some Mossy Meadow for that. So I'll put that on this little scrap of basic white. And my Mossy Meadow looks like I need to re-ink it. It's not as juicy as my... There we go. It's a little better. It's not as juicy as my Orchid Oasis ink, is it? Okay. Then we're just going to cut that out with this one. Carol, you're a demonstrator. Did you go to the Creativity Now? Did you do that virtual event? I was just able to re-watch it. I didn't get to go when it was live. I had to watch the replay, and I did that Friday. It was kind of fun. I hope they do it again. Okay, we are going to cut all of these out. I need to get some new plates out, girls. These are terrible. We can cut this all out at once. Carol said no, did not go, as too much going on lately. Yeah, I know. That's why I wasn't able to go to the live event. I had to rewatch it. And it's hard to commit to that many hours of something, especially, was it on a Friday or a Saturday night? It seemed kind of on a weird Saturday afternoon maybe here in the States. I know they're trying to make it so that so I'm going to use this. This would be really cute if we ran it again in a different green and then pop those in there, but we're not going to do that. We'd need a base behind it. Here's my little bee, and here's our little tag. So now to put that on our bag, we are going to just take a mini glue dot and I'm just going to stick it on this little part right here. It doesn't matter if it shows because we're going to put the sentiment tag over top. And I'm just going to kind of lay this over so there's some greenery sticking out. And then I'm going to put this sending hugs. You know what? I didn't think about that. I don't want to cover up my flowers. I think that'll work right there. So I'm going to pop my sentiment up with some dimensionals. Carol has the bundle. I wasn't sure about it, but I'm in love with the paper now, so I'm glad I did go ahead and get it. It seems like flowers, 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 right? Okay, and then let's put our little bee on here. I think I'm going to just glue him right on the edge of our tag. That's quite a bit of glue. Okay, and then let's put a little wink of Stella on his leaves. I never use my wink of Stella. I never think of it. Or not his leaves, his wings. Did I say wings or leaves? Now you guys probably won't be able to see anything. But this is clear wink of Stella, and it gives his little wings a little glitter. Isn't that cute? I don't think the camera will pick it up, but his little wings are sparkling. Okay, now we're going to hang it on our bag, and I chose this Old Olive and Sahara Sand Twill Ribbon Combo Pack from the annual catalog, and I thought the Sahara Sand would look real pretty with this bag. So I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to leave a tail to do a bow. I never know how much to leave, but I hate cutting ribbon off a spool and then cutting more than I need. And then I'm going to wrap it around. Oops, we're all spun out here. I'm going to wrap it around. These little bags, I use them to put the cards in, and I think that's what it was designed for. But you could put anything in here. I think it would be a cute way to gift a set of cards to a friend. Okay, and I'm going to grab my little tweezer for it to be my third finger. Hope I made enough tail for my ribbon. I love the weight of this ribbon, and I love the width of it. It's going to make a beautiful bow, if I do say so. I don't like my ribbons too wide, and I don't like them too slinky. I would prefer a little bit longer tail, but this will be okay. There we go. And then I'll take my ribbon scissors and trim the ends. And then we're going to attach our tag using, we're going to grab our basic twine essentials and those little trinkets, the little open leaf trinkets. And I'm going to take a hole punch. And I'm going to put my hole over here so my tag kind of hangs this way and you can see all the things. That's kind of how the artist did it for our sample during the class. And I'm going to take white, but you know what? I bet I could take the Sahara sand. I think I am. Oh my God, I am. This is probably crumb cake, not Sahara sand. But I think it's close enough. If I can find the end. Oops. There we go. I think that would be pretty. Yeah, instead of the white, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to run this through the trinket. And then our tag. And I'll go ahead and cut that off. And then we'll run that through our bow over here. I'm going to tie it onto our bow. My fingers are not feeling very nimble today. They're feeling kind of stiff. They're feeling old and awkward. But we'll get it. There we go. And when we get off here, I might make that a little longer so that when we well, that's pretty good though. I think that's good. I don't think I will make it longer. I might tie it into the ribbon or the bow. And I might change my background. I'm not sure I like that fresh freesia back there. I might do a blushing bride maybe. The pinks in this paper are Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo. So maybe I'll take a Flirty Flamingo background for my tag. So if you see it on my blog or a photo later on the Facebook page, it might look different. But like I said, this bag, it's a perfect size for a gift card, but if you want to gift a set of cards to someone, and these are the 4 cards we made using the, you can't see. These are the 4 cards we made using the Splendid Thoughts suite. We used the papers and the trinkets. And these plus envelopes will fit into one of these bags. Maybe you could slip some little candies in there and then wrap it up, and wouldn't that be a nice gift for someone? Or just a I appreciate you or happy birthday even. anything. So, all the measurements and the diagram for the cutting and scoring will be on my blog later this afternoon, and that'll be that. You can visit that if you'd like to recreate this bag. It's really simple to do once you get the hang of it. Like I said, sometimes when I have a project that's a little more difficult than my brain can comprehend, I will just take some scrap paper or some old designer series paper that I don't care about, and I will practice on that and make kind of a template using that. So thanks for joining me, ladies, this afternoon. You have a good afternoon, and I will be back Wednesday for Coffee and a Card at 10 a.m. on Wednesday Central Time. You have a great day, and happy stamping.